Hey everyone, so I have not made a video in a really long time. We've had a lot going on and just haven't had time to make videos like I was doing before, especially with the makeup and things like that. But this is kind of the start of some new videos because we are trying to have another baby, and this has been a process that we've been going through actively with the doctor for about a year now. But that's not to say that we haven't been trying to have another child for probably about 4 years now. I had a miscarriage when my son was 3, and since then we have not used any birth control, and we've tried and nothing has happened, and he's now almost 7, so it has been that long. It's just last November that we decided to go to my OB and start pursuing the process a little more aggressively. And so since last November, and considering my age, I will be 34 in November, my OB referred me to our local fertility clinic, and so we've went there. Our first appointments with them were probably about June or July of this year, because my OB wanted us to try a few things on our own first, tracking when I ovulated and trying that way. With we had no success, so he said after probably about 3 or 4 months then we could contact the fertility clinic, which we finally did. And one of the first things they had us try after my husband went for his test and I went for my tests, which they found that I had PCOS, which no other doctor has ever said anything about that to me before. I had no idea. I guess it's not a serious form of it, but enough that they diagnosed me with that. And my husband has some issues on his end with his sperm, so they had us try IUI. So we did the first IUI towards the end of July, and that did not work. And then we tried a second IUI. I took a month off. We took August off. I ended up getting shingles during that first IUI. I don't know if it was just my body too stressed and too overwhelmed with everything that was going on, because they say stress can bring that on. So I wanted to just give my body a month to just relax. And then in September we tried our second IUI, and my husband's analysis came back for that IUI very low, to the point that he said if that one didn't work then we would probably need to consider IVF with those kind of numbers in our next cycle. So that one did not work, and I ended up calling our insurance to see were they even going to cover it, was this even an option, because at that point I thought there's no way we could even do IVF, because I've heard many stories here on YouTube of how much it costs, and I was like, there's no way we can afford it. And I've heard how many insurances don't cover, but we are lucky and very blessed, actually. And I got a crazy surprise when I called our insurance. I had already met my individual deductible and our family deductible. We were only just a certain amount away, and after we met that deductible, then everything was covered 100%, including the IVF. I do think they only cover, I think they said 4 cycles of IVF, and then after you have a live birth, then they will cover 2 more. I don't know, something like that. But it was just good to know that if we had to pursue that, that they would cover part of it. So when the second IUI didn't work, I knew we had to get the ball rolling. We're coming up on the end of the year. Our plan's going to start over. Our deductibles will start over. So we needed to kind of get going before that happened, and then we'd have to pay more. So we had our consultation, I think it was towards the end of September, and then he started me on birth control, and I'm on that for about 3 weeks. And then we just had our IVF class this past Friday, and they did my first ultrasound to make sure the birth control has done what it's supposed to, which is to quiet everything, make sure there are no follicles growing, and that turned out well. And so today, I actually start my first injectable medicine, which is the Lupron, 10 units. So I start that tonight. And I'm still on birth control until I think Saturday. So those have to overlap for a little bit. And then next week, I think Saturday not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday after that, I will start my Gonal F, which is to help the follicles to start to grow. So we are actually started on this process. It's kind of hard to believe, but we're going with it. We're very lucky. Even our prescription coverage of the medicines was amazing. I thought, even though insurance was going to cover a portion of it, I thought for sure we were going to have to pay tons for the medicines, and we got so lucky with our prescription coverage. One of the medicines I am taking, the Gonal F, is normally about $888 each, and I was going to need 3 of those, and through insurance and a little rebate program they have, we ended up not having to pay any type of copay for those, which we're very lucky. So I know that we are very blessed, especially watching others' IVF videos and hearing what they've paid for medicines. So I'm just hoping that this means that this is the right route we're supposed to take, and that things work out for us, and that this is what we're supposed to do. We are going to do